Having created our database, we're now ready to connect it to the database, to the program. So this is the next stage of the process. So open a C# console program, and you'll be looking at something like that. And so what we need to do is make sure that you can see the program, but also make sure as well, instead of normally the toolbox is here, you make sure you can see Server Explorer. Now when you see Server Explorer, you see these extra bits and pieces here that are available. We're going to choose this one called Data Connection. We're going to add a data connection because we're going to connect to some data, our database. So we can either right-click and select Create New Data, Add Connection, or you press a little plus sign thing there. Okay, and we're going to add a Microsoft Access database file, yeah, and we're going to browse for the file itself. So just find our database we just made, select it. There's two versions of the database here, and I've got a 2013 version, but I've also saved it as an earlier version, an old version, Microsoft 2000 version, and that's because, and that really depends on your setup. So don't worry about it too now. Choose your database. We've got the database, and we will test the connection, see if it works. Yep, okay, good stuff. And then we press OK. Okay, so you'll notice there's a database appearing here. You can open it, you can look at the tables that are in there. There's your books table. You can even right-click and retrieve the data, and you can see the actual information. There you go, there's my book data that I put in the database. So anyway, close all that. Now we want to access that programmatically. So what we need to do is add two new libraries. And these are using system.data, and we're also going to use using system.data.oledb. Okay, so we need those two libraries accessing. Now in here we need to create a connection that's a programmable connection, and that is an OLEDB connection. That guy there. And we'll call it con for connection, and it's an object, so we have to instantiate it with the old new command, new OLEDB connection, and we have to give it a parameter. Well, the parameter we have to give it is a connection string. It's got lots of slashes in it, so we need to put that in case it gets confused. And then we need to put our connection string in there. So how do we write a connection string? Well, the good news is you don't have to write it because you've connected your database here. If you click on that guy, you see that property there, connection string. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to literally copy all that, all of it, right to the end. Copy that and put that into there. Okay, so that's my database file and the Jet database. You'll notice our OLEDB 4.0. If you've got loaded 12.0, it's called ACE 12.0, then you can access a Office 2013 database. Otherwise, if you only have Jet 4 in there, like I have, you've got to save your database as an older Access 2000 database and use that instead. Hope that makes sense. Anyway, so hit semicolon. There we go. And then we can now open our connection. So our connection is called con, and literally the command is open. And we have now, semicolon, we have now created an open connection to our database. Right, in the next tutorial, we'll have a look at how we actually access data and how we change data using SQL commands.